Hi guys, so today's video is going to be about what you need to work on healing, and it's going to be a very in-depth energy healing that helps you to release any energetic blocks or karmic patterns and thinking, helps you to release any kind of victimhood mentality, helps you to take back power in your life and to focus on moving forward. It helps you to be able to release and let go of the past, and helps you to be able to overcome obstacles and challenges. It really helps you to be able to be in higher energetic vibrations and to spread that more into the world around you. So we have 3 different piles here, pile 1, 2, and 3. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and your higher self, and pick which pile you feel most drawn to. So, we got pile 1. For pile 1, we're going to separate these ones off for a minute, and these ones. So we have narcissistic abuse. Ego and insecurity projected as an inflated sense of self. So you have dealt with somebody who was thought they were like the best thing on the planet, talked about themselves all the time, focused on themselves all the time, and didn't really put any time or attention or anything else towards you. They more kind of treated you casually, like you were invisible, like you were nothing. And then they made you feel very bad about yourself while simultaneously making themselves feel good about themselves. And a lot of that really is just insecurities coming out. And I know how we can really sometimes feel very empathetic towards those people because of the pain or hurt they went through that caused them to behave this way. But there is no reason to allow anyone into your life that is not for your highest good, and anyone who is making you feel bad about yourself to make themselves feel good is not doing anything good in your life and is not serving your highest good and purpose. Scapegoat, gaslighting. Always to blame, apologizes for being self. So you may have also dealt with somebody who really shifted all their blame onto you consistently. Somebody who wasn't there to show up for you, but held you accountable, or, somebody who can never take their part in things, can never apologize, can never step forward and release the pride in order to apologize and make amends. Instead, they kind of shifted everything over onto you, and everything was your fault, which kind of happens a lot with narcissistic abuse as well. It's actually kind of funny that one came out, because that's one of the main things that goes with that, really. So we have, don't be ashamed to share your scars. You are not what happened to you. You are what you chose to be. Your journey is what made you, not what defined you. So, if you have some reason why you don't want to talk about what you're going through and the pain that you've experienced and all the things that have happened, it's time to release that, to really let it go, to let go of any shame or guilt attached to it, and to know and understand that you are what you choose to be now. You are not what happened to you in the past, and you can define who you want to be from here on forward. We do not have to repeat the patterns of the past. We do not have to hold on to those things so tightly either. In expressing yourself and letting it all out, that really causes an immense amount of healing, just being able to express yourself and let it all out. And, tell me what's going on in the comments. I will completely message back. I have spent a very long time studying a lot of psychology, and sometimes there are things that just really help in that. I have a lot of gifts as well that sometimes help in that. So comment in the comments below, and I will talk to you about what you have went through if you have gone through something like this. I have been there myself as well, and what's better than life experience and knowledge gained through actually going through things? To know that you're not alone even can just be healing in and of itself. Don't become a silent, passive participant. Take back control of your life. Don't let shame make you feel invisible. Your true power lies within, and it is your beauty. So, it's time now to stand up and to say what you have to say, to express yourself, to really let go of any of the past, any of the abuse in the past that made you feel like you were not good enough, that made you feel like you were stupid, that made you feel like some way you were insufficient or didn't matter. And really, you do matter. Your wants matter, your desires matter, your life matters. So take it back into your hands and don't allow other people to control it for you. Don't allow other people to make your decisions. Make sure that when they're saying something about what you're going through, that you're standing your ground and saying, this is the way I feel about it, and this is what I'm going to do. And I know you don't necessarily agree with it, but this is my life. And if you want to be a part of it, then you can respect my decisions. Or I can go forward and do this anyway, and we can end up not being friends. I mean, when somebody doesn't serve your highest good, they really should not be a part of your life. Not to be harsh or anything, because I've had to do that several times, honestly. I just had to do that again last night. When you are upset, the room is a good place to send a kid. Take a breather and think before action. So, you may also be taking this out in a repeated cycle in your own life as well. You may actually be doing it and not even realizing it because you're holding a grudge against the past so much. And being able to talk about these things and get them out there really will help you to be able to work through that so that you don't continue repeating the cycles, because we do not have to be our parents. We do not have to be our caregivers. We do not have to be the people who hurt us in our life. We can decide to take our own path and become something totally different. Your peaceful presence calms any atmosphere. Yeah, see, and okay. When you take that break to take the fresh air and to get your mind right, then you will be able to be in a more calm state, and you will be able to address the issues at hand in a better frame of mind. And making sure that everybody has their time and space, including your kids or the other people you're dealing with, to take a minute to get themselves straight before talking about things is a very good thing, because everybody can approach the situation in a more balanced, logical, peaceful, calm state of mind. Send healing thoughts and energy. Self-healing is good too. Take care of you so you can take care of others. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, and make sure that you're sending positive thoughts and vibrations out into the universe. Make sure that you are not in a state of lack or fear or insecurity or like, nothing's ever going to be good enough, things like that. Because when you're sending out an attitude of gratitude and positivity and knowing that everything's going to be okay, and you're able to be in more of a positive mindset yourself, to where that positivity rubs off on people just as easily as negativity does. Sometimes a nice meal together with no electronics is the best medicine. So, sometimes just being able to sit and eat and talk and not have everything else distracting you is a really good way for everybody to just be able to build that camaraderie back, build that happiness back. It gives everybody a chance to talk about their day, to talk about what they've been going through, to check in on each other and make sure everyone's okay. It gives everyone a chance to just be able to be themselves and to enjoy life and have that happiness together. Plus, it gives everyone a chance to be able to give gratitude together in whatever way you do, whether that be prayers, whether that be everybody going around the table and saying something that they're grateful for that happened that day. Whatever it is that you do in your household to inspire gratitude and remembering just how much went into everything that's going on will really help you as well to understand and realize just how blessed you are in your current state. There may be a lot of gossip going on, but you decide if you hear or acknowledge it. Rise above. Walk is better than talk. Choose chaos and conflict visits. Try not to react to the BS around you. Follow your instincts. You are on point intuitively right now. Health is improving through self-care. Good job staying on it. It's okay to decide to change paths at any time. You are never bound to stay in the same spot forever. Stay at your level. Don't drop down to meet others. Time to clean up and clear out physically, mentally, and energetically. So taking the time to clear your space, to cleanse your house, to cleanse your home, to also get rid of anything that you don't need, that isn't necessary, that's just taking up space and really causing energetic blocks being there. It's time to do some spring cleaning, to get things in order, and to really be able to feel good in your own space again. And if you need to change paths and decide that you're going to do something different, that is okay. It is okay to let go of an old way of doing things, to adopt a new way of doing things, to improve your health, to improve your life, to improve the lives of others around you. Sometimes it's very necessary to change paths. And a lot of times that does include being able to get a divorce or something along those lines, because if you guys are both toxic to each other and you guys are both making each other miserable, all you're doing is making the children miserable too. They would be a lot happier if you guys were separated and healthy and happy yourselves, so that you can provide that healthiness and happiness for them too. And there might be a lot of people who talk about things like that when things like that are going on, but you don't got to listen to that. Just keep taking care of yourself and doing better, because you will prove in the long run that this was the better path for you. There might be a lot of chaos and conflict that is going on, but don't react to it. Take time to think about it first and respond in a calm way. Make sure that you're following your instincts as well, because they are on point intuitively right now. Yes, they are. This is an energy of being very telepathic, like a telepathic connection, spiritual connection. So if there's somebody new entering your life, it really could be something along those lines, where there's a very spiritual connection. But either way, there's a lot of transformation going on in your life right now. There may have been a certain person that really brought this transformation in, and you might be seeing things in a very different manner at this point. There's a lot of intuitive knowledge coming to you, and you are really in a very sensitive energy right now to where you can receive it very easily. It's time to really take action on what you need to do, what you know is necessary. Yes, there's victory coming to you, I think, in moving away from something. Moving away from your fears, moving away from this stuck, stagnant energy, moving away from judging others for their fears or their stuck, stagnant energy, and really just being able to release the past and go through the door. Being able to take the path less chosen, being able to move towards your victory, knowing that you have done what is necessary for this recognition, for this approval, for this renewal, for this new life. There's going to be a lot of victory coming to you from being able to come out of any chaos and conflict in your thinking, and being able to leave all of that behind, and being able to have this fresh new perspective and understanding of everything going on around you, and being able to release the past and forgive and live and let live, and understand and know that karma will take care of anything that needs to be taken care of. But forgiveness is what frees you. It frees you from that energy, and it also gives karma a chance to get in there and take care of what needs to be taken care of as well. So really, it's time to take action to work through your fears and in your mind that are keeping you stuck and keeping you stagnant, because you're worried about what other people outside of yourself may be thinking, and there is really no reason to be so focused on what everyone else is worried about and thinking. The biggest thing I can tell you about that is it really doesn't matter what anybody's thinking, because nobody generally knows the full story anyway. And the ones that do, and the ones that really know you, they will know who the true you is. And even if that's not there yet, continue working towards what you're working towards, and that will be there, because you are going to be victorious. It may be even a way of dealing with your children that not everybody agrees with, and sometimes that's really hard as well. So anyway, I really hope that you have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. I am also offering personal readings now as well at my email, earthangel1133@yahoo.com. So if you're interested in that, hit me up. And if you have something to say about this reading, or if you would like to suggest a future video, I'd love to hear that in the comments. Bye-bye, guys. these ones out of the way. And these ones, we're going to start off with these ones because they are going to tell us what's going on. We have neglect, invisibility, causes feelings of not belonging and unworthiness. And I'm kind of feeling drawn to say that if you feel drawn to pile 1, here's your go watch it cue, if you feel like it. Your nature used against you, empath. Yeah, if you're still in pile 1, go watch that as well, because there was some narcissistic abuse and scapegoating there, and a lot of times that can be a similar thing. So, neglect and invisibility, abandonment, neglect, emotional neglect especially, is a very hard thing to deal with, especially as a child. It causes, even if it's in adulthood, because I've gone through it in both areas of my life, honestly. And it can really cause you to feel like you are not good enough constantly, like you are unseen, unheard. Your opinion isn't valuable. What you have to say isn't good enough for anybody, and people may have used your compassion, your empathy, your understanding, your forgiveness against you. They may have used your ability to let things go against you to keep you in a state of feeling like you weren't good enough for anything else. They may have really been very worried that they could have lost you at any moment, and so they projected that onto you like you were going to leave them, and they wanted to make sure that you stayed there. So they, spent a lot of time telling you couldn't do things, or telling you that you wouldn't be able to overcome things, or telling you that there was no hope, or telling you that you should just try doing something else. Things like that, because they didn't, or throwing a big fit and making a big scene, so you decided to change your mind on something because they didn't want you to leave them, or something along those lines. And that could have caused that neglect and invisibility and feelings of unworthiness or not belonging. Of course, that's more if you chose to go watch pile 1 as well. As far as just regular neglect and invisibility, and a lot of times when we're younger, no matter how much our parents love us, they can't be there for us in the ways that we need them most. My mom was a single mother with 5 kids, and she had periodic help from my dad when he was in between jobs. It was a little bit harder, but anytime that she really needed something in an emergency, if she let him know, he would try his hardest to make sure she got it, and she did almost every time. But she was pretty much doing it alone. She was working from 3 in the afternoon till about 2 or 3 in the morning, and sometimes she would stay there and have some fun with her friends after work because, she never got to teenage years because she was busy working to take care of her family. And so she would stay after work for a few drinks and to gamble a little bit, and then she'd be home about the time we were getting up for school. And she'd get us out the door, and we'd come home from school, and she'd be gone a half an hour later. And the once in a great while where we got to sit and watch a movie on a Saturday afternoon was amazing and awesome. And looking back on it, I am so grateful for those days because they didn't happen often. There really wasn't a whole lot of anybody around for me when I was a kid. I was pretty much alone. And it hurts to feel like there's nobody around to watch over you, to protect you, guide you, be there for you. I give my kids a lot of freedom themselves, but at the same time, I'm right there at the end of the day. Or at least I was till more recently, because right now I'm kind of getting on my feet after getting separated from my ex and being a stay-at-home wife and mother for years, and now I'm starting a home business in dealing and healing, and there was a lot of invisibility I had to come out of for this. A lot of invisibility. Because not only did that happen in my childhood like that, that happened in my marriage, where I was very alone. Even though there was somebody next to me every day of the week, something else was always more important. Whether it be TV, whether it be a phone, whether it be, it doesn't matter what it was, something else was always more important. And didn't matter who it was even. And when people do that to you, when they constantly cast you aside like you mean nothing, and constantly overlook you when you're talking. Like, say, when I was at his family's house back in the day, and everybody would be talking, and they'd all be interrupting each other. Every time I tried to say something, they would all walk right over the top of me and say whatever they wanted. But, if I tried to enter in the conversation in the middle of it and accidentally talked over somebody else, I'd get this look like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're so rude, interrupting everybody, even though everybody else there was interrupting everybody too. It just wasn't okay for me to do. It was okay for everybody else to do. Of course, I didn't say anything ever when somebody was interrupting me either. And if I would have said something, then maybe it wouldn't have been going on. And that's the whole thing about invisibility, is it's kind of a vicious cycle. You don't feel good enough to say something to let them know that, hey, you guys have been talking over me this whole time. So maybe you guys should be quiet and listen for once. Because you don't feel like you should be doing that. And because you don't want to hurt anybody. Because you know what it feels like to be hurt. But the whole thing is, it is not mean to stand up for yourself, to protect yourself, to defend yourself like you would any other person on this planet. So start doing it, because it feels so much better. It feels so much better than just being quiet all the time. And I had a stepson who really had some issues with that as well for a little bit there, and he, I loved him so much. I told him, as I was watching him start to become invisible because of the things that were going on at home with his mom, not to let that happen, to make sure that he was voicing himself and being seen, because it is so hard to come back out of it once you let it happen. And really, it is. Turn your wounds into wisdom. The strength lies within. Look at everything that you've been going through. Take pride in your ability to survive and thrive. So everything that you've been going through, you are doing an amazing job. You really need to start giving yourself recognition, to start seeing the accomplishments that you've had, and to start noticing and taking pride in them. To start noticing yourself and all the amazing, beautiful things you have to offer, even if everyone else was making you feel like you didn't have those things to offer because they were worried about, themselves and whether or not they were good enough, or they were worried about, whether or not, and that doesn't excuse it. That gives you an understanding of the behaviors, but the behaviors are horrible. Making someone feel like crap every day for your own insecurities is not okay. Sometimes it's hard to see or deal with the truth. If others didn't believe, it could be because they can't handle the reality, and that's not your problem. You know what's true. So there might be a lot of people around you too who don't believe that you went through what you went through, that don't understand it, that don't really accept your side of the story, don't even want to hear your side of the story. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who believes you. It doesn't matter who gets it. It doesn't matter who is understanding. It doesn't matter. What does matter is those people that are. Those people that are, make sure that you are becoming closer with them, because those are the people that are really caring. Those are the people that are there to show their support and their nurture. Accept that and know that you do deserve it. You are worth more than you know. Don't accept less. Exactly right. That's exactly what I was just saying. You always turn up at just the right timing. You always look so put together. My eyes always find you and can't seem to look away. Your intuition is always so spot on. You trust your gut and you know what's right. So maybe this person even used your gifts and your abilities in their own life to better improve their lives. And because you're somebody who's very intuitive and knows things, just knows things. And you are always there at the right time, at the right place. And, maybe that helped them to be there at the right time, at the right place, as well. You're somebody that really always looks very put together, and you're somebody that really is very much so worth more than you know. Don't accept anything that is not worthy of you, that does not treat you as you deserve to be treated, because you treat people with respect, integrity, dignity, care, concern, empathy, understanding, compassion, and you deserve that back in return. You trust people. and you believe in their highest good, and you deserve that from another person as well. You are somebody who supports people in their goals, their dreams, and their desires, and you deserve to have somebody in your life that does the same thing for you. And there may just be somebody who just can't stop looking at you and really can't seem to look away and always has their eyes on you because they see that beauty. And then again, don't accept anything less than your worth, even with that person. Recognition is coming. Remember to recognize yourself so that you can see it. Defensiveness sucks the joy out of your life. Try to be more open. A shadow crosses your path. Remember, the light always returns. So there's recognition coming to you for the gifts that you have and for the things that you've done and for the help that you've given to others. And, you might have been very defensive for a while, and stuck in this anxiety or fear-based way of thinking that everyone else was going to do the same thing to you. You might have been holding on to this far more than you even thought was possible. And it's time to let your guard down now, and it's time to trust that it's okay and that you've seen these patterns before and you're not going to fall into them again. You're going to know how to communicate in those moments what you need to say so that people are not taking advantage of you anymore. And there may be a lot of darkness that you have to go through to get there, but remember that the light always returns, that it's always there. Even in the darkest of times, you can find something good about those times. And it's time to recognize yourself during those times. It's time to recognize your own light. It's time to recognize the light of others, even in the darkest of times as well. Recognize the good things that happened in there and focus on those and let the rest of it just fall away. Don't allow them to win. Keep going towards your goals. Time to pull back from the energies of others so that you can reconnect to yourself. Play your cards close to your chest. Strategy is necessary here. So it's time to really think smart and to, play the fool to the fool who is fooling you kind of energy. It's time to pull back from everyone else and to be in your own energy, to be in your own drive, motivation, ambition, to get your things going and not to allow them to win. But it's time to keep going towards your goals. And if you watched pile 1, it is definitely time to make sure that you are doing what is necessary to take care of things so that you can be there for your children, so that you can step into your power and show them how it's done. Because you want your children to be strong, amazing people. How else do you show them but by doing it yourself? A good leader leads by example. My mom always told me that, even if she wasn't always the best at it at points. But you know what? That also showed me that parents mess up too, because I wasn't the best of it at points either. She had a lot of pride and had a hard time apologizing for things. But you know what that taught me? It taught me that I needed to apologize to my children when I make those same mistakes as my mom did, and talk to them and let them know that I am sorry for what I did and I am working hard to change it because I do not want to be this person and I think I can do better. And then I make the changes necessary so that I show them what type of person they want to be. So I can give them an example of what it is to do what's right. It's time to stop looking at the surface of things and to really look underneath, to understand them on a deeper level, a deeper emotional level, to really delve into your emotions and to find that joy, that positivity, that happiness, that healer within yourself. Heal yourself and heal the energy around you. You have to heal you first, though, and you have to be able to pull out of that energy of feeling like everyone is going to be out to get you, or feeling like it's been such a long journey and it's just time to give up because you're almost at the end of this journey. Find your happiness within. Find your joy. Find your peace and your contentment, and really get out there and play and have fun and communicate. Have a good time with your friends. And realize that you are this healing energy that helps others to be able to look deep within themselves as well. So you do have the power to make others see by doing. And that's what I was getting anyway. We got the 9 of Wands again. Actually, I don't think we had the 9 of Wands in this pile. I think the 9 of Wands was in the first pile. No? No, I don't think it was, because I was using the same deck of tarot cards, but apparently... Oh, it was the 9 of Swords. But either way, I said Nine of Wands in this pile, and now there's a Nine of Wands. So I love it. Anyway. Right now, you are looking out on the world, and you are trying to decide what is your true path and purpose and which path you should follow. The stars are guiding you. The signs, the synchronicities are lining up and showing you the way, and you are really starting to see it. You have been through so much, and you just really feel very weighed down, like it's really hard to even move forward one step at a time. But there is balance, celebration, happiness, strength, unity coming to you in your connections, in your thoughts, in your foundation is becoming strong and stable. There may even be a marriage that is strong and stable and grounded and solid coming into your life as well, because it is the Four of Wands. There may have been somebody watching you for a long time, or you may be watching someone else for a long time, and maybe there is a dawning happening. There's something that you are learning, some form of communication maybe even that you are learning, and you are starting to see things in a very different manner, and you are really being very illuminated on some of the things that you've had going on in your thoughts in the past and how they weighed you down, and you're really starting to see a new path that you want to take forward, and you're ready to face this path, and you're ready to face this foundation and make it strong and stable and grounded and solid in whatever way you can. So that's what I have for pile 2. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I would absolutely love to hear your feedback in the comments below. Let me know what's going on in your life. Tell me your story. I would love to hear it, and I really hope if you have a suggestion for a future video, I would love to hear that as well. I am also offering personal readings at my email now. It's earthangel1133@yahoo.com. So if you're interested, please hit me up. I really hope that you have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye. Pile 3. Oh, 3222 when I started this. So, pile 3, we're going to move this. And we're going to move this. And we're going to see. No healthy boundaries. Freedom is not allowed. That's really confining feeling too. Physical abuse, power was taken with strength, feelings of weakness, and a need for control. So, whatever you went through, there was not healthy boundaries in place there, not proper boundaries. Nobody was given their time to breathe, their space,